تحكي لون ما وراءها, because the skin is kind of reflecting or telling or expressing whatever is behind it. So this is anger inside, this is fire inside, this is how things react. Now, وهذا إذا غضب على من دونه. This is when someone has an angry or is angry at a person that he feels or believes that he has a power of. So like someone, under him, he can like beat, he can have power over this person. Is either with the status, with his money, or with the physical, structure. But if the anger is addressed towards someone who's higher than them, so they cannot retaliate, they cannot do anything. Subhanallah, is like the blood retract inside, they're saying here, inside the heart, and the complexion of one's face or the skin turn to be pale. Subhanallah. And if someone anger is addressed to a person like in the same level, so it depends. It's like retracting and manifesting in a way like one sometimes is red or sometimes is pale and so on. And this is, subhanallah, the state of the person at anger. وَالْغَضَبُ يَتَرَتَّبُ عَلَيْهِ تَغَيُّرُ الْبَاطِنِ. Just getting into details to see how ill is the reaction that done based on anger. يَتَرَتَّبُ عَلَيْهِ تَغَيُّرُ الْبَاطِنِ وَالظَّاهِرِ. So the impact of anger, that the inward and the outward change instantly with the anger. كَتَغَيُّرِ اللَّوْنِ, as we mentioned, the change of the complexion, of the color of the person. الرعدة في الأطراف, shaking, the person start to shake, his hands start to shake. خروج الأفعال على غير ترتيب, someone he is doing things without sequence, he lift his hand, he want to talk things, so there is no order in what they're saying because they lost control. واستحالة الخلقة, and the whole face changed to the point he's saying if someone will see himself at the state of anger, he will feel very shy. Why? Because he turns so ugly. He will not, just to see themselves angry, it will help them to calm down. قال حياء من قبح صورته واستحالة خلقته. This is, we're talking about the outward, but the inward is worse. Why? Because the ghadab is going to ignite the fire of enmity, hostility, of grudge, of subhanallah, doing things that are wrong. وإضمار السوء على اختلاف أنواعه, and then planning to hurt the person or to do something bad to them. So this is all inside. بالقبح بقواطنه مقدم على تغير ظاهره. In fact, what's happening inside of ugliness and it turns things very negative is worse than when you see in the outward, how the person is shaking face and screaming and insulting and swearing and all of that. So the inside is worse because all what you see from a person angry from the outside, it has been all, subhanallah, kind of produced by what is inside. So inside is haqd, enmity, hatred, all those, subhanallah, types of ill things which is only leads to violation and transgression. قال فيظهر, then في القلب وإضماء بل قبح باطنه مقدم على تغير فإن تغير الظاهر ثمرة تغير الباطن. So what we see outside is actually the result of the changing inside. فيظهر على اللسان الفحش, then you can hear the person talking ill with his tongue, insulting, swearing as we have said, and the action from hitting, slaying, and so on. And the dawa'ul ghadab, how to cure this ghadab. So we know that the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, this is bad. And going through some of the detail that the author rahimahullah ta'ala introduced here to help us understand that you are out of your control, that the person, the lead and the guide here, the anger. And the anger, it does not bring anything good except like hostility, enmity, a person want to fight, want to do this, and all of this is leads to transgression and leads to going, off of the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the good moral that we have been commanded and obligated to follow. From the cure, the medication, the prophetic medication in curing the ghadab, hadith ibn Asakir, فيه قال الغضب من الشيطان. Ghadab is from the shaitan. And the shaitan was created from fire. So that's why when someone is like, subhanAllah, is like you ignite or like you fueled that fire inside the person with the shaitan to turn into complexion red and everything, subhanAllah, it becomes like a ball of fire. قال خلق والماء يطفئ النار. And what extinguishes the fire is the water. فإذا غضب أحدكم فليغتسل. So when someone gets angry, he should go and wash. And in the hadith, make wudu. So wudu, reduce, subhanAllah, and have a person to come down. The other hadith, إذا غضب أحدكم فقال أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم سكن غضبه. If he say it sincerely, seeking the refuge with Allah from the shaitan, his ghadab will come down. وأخرج أحمد الإمام أحمد مرفوعا إذا غضب أحدكم فليسكت. And this is one of the biggest, I think, medication, in following all this, the medication of the Prophet ﷺ in treating the ghadab. When someone is angry or get angry, he should keep silent. So by keeping silent, he's going to help you and making wudu and making isti'adha from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can knock the ghadab down and free yourself from it. And then again you act by making, like, not reacting in anger, but building your action with wisdom. In the hadith أخرجه أحمد وأبو داود إذا غضب أحدكم فليجلس. The other also element, قال إذا someone when he's angry he should sit. فإذا ذهب عنه الغضب وإلا فليضطجع. If he sit down and he feel like liberated from the anger is coming down. If not, he should lay down. He should lay down. Because when someone is standing and angry, the reaction is go to attack. When he sits, he's like, kind of, let's say, opposing the action of the ghadab to move forward. He sit down. So the sitting down help to break that, subhanAllah, eagerness or that drive to jump on the person. And if he's still not able to control it, he should lay down. And this is hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-ghadabu min al-shaytani, anger is from the shaitan. When someone is angry or get angry, qala qa'iman, and he's standing, he should sit. And if he's still have it while sitting, he should lay down. This is النهي في الغضب متوجه إلى الغضب في غير الحق. All what we have studied, this is concerning to get angry towards something that is not the truth. So someone is going to, defend, like, winning for themselves. They don't know if, especially, talking about the dunyawi things and things like that. So this is not ghadab that is like personal things, like between people and so on. However, there's the ghadab that we need to have, which is in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's a different ghadab. Yeah, different ghadab. قال وقد بوب البخاري باب ما يجوز من الغضب والشدة لأمر الله تعالى. There is a chapter in Sahih al-Bukhari, what is allowed from anger and the shiddah, to find, like, hardness and show hardness when someone is doing things in the sake for Allah, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah said to His Prophet, يا أيها النبي جاهد الكفار والمنافقين واغلظ عليهم. Strive against the disbelievers and the hypocrite. واغلظ عليهم, and show them, strength, show them harshness, show them hardness. That's al-ghilza. وقد قال وذكر 5 أحاديث كل منها غضبه صلى الله عليه وسلم. And in this chapter, Al-Imam al-Bukhari introduced 5 ahadith in which showing the anger of the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet never get angry on things that is related to himself, like the Arabi who came and he strangled the Prophet ﷺ, and he told him, give me from what Allah gave you. And the whole companion, they get mad and they were like going to attack the Arabi, the Bedouin. He told them, no, leave him to me. And he honored him and he took him inside his house and he gave him till the Arabi was so satisfied, and so on. The hadith is known. After he was satisfied, said, will you tell to my servant, to my companion? And he came out, he said, the best man I ever met in my life is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then after he left, he told them, have you seen, if I let you taking care of it, he will have been from the people of hellfire. But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he heard that when those who accepted Islam and then they reject again Islam, some of them, one of them actually, he used to write the al-Wahy. He used to write al-Wahy. He used to write the Quran from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he was saying very ill thing about the Prophet and about the Quran, and he said that I have changed things. But the whole Quran is in the heart of the companion actually. So when the Prophet ﷺ heard that, he was so angry. Why? Because this is in the sake of Allah. And they told him, this person, he did a lot of mischief after being Muslim. They told him, Ibn Khatal, when the Prophet ﷺ entered the Mecca, he came by the garment of the Kaaba, Kiswat al-Kaaba, and holding on it and asking Allah to be, spared by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he forgave all the people of Mecca, but for this one, they told him, Ibn Khatal muta'allaq, he's like holding on the curtain of the Kaaba. What the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said? He said, kill him. This is an anger in the sake of Allah. This is an anger in the sake of the truth. And that, subhanAllah, one of the aspects of managing the anger is the anger to only use it in the haqq, other than the haqq, other than the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You follow the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if there is someone to give us an example of this anger, how to be managed, is Umar radiallahu ta'ala. His anger in Jahiliyyah, was driving him to kill Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But managing this anger to be submitted to the guidance of Islam, he became his name Al-Faruq, the one who's known by his justice. To have justice in the sake of Allah and being established, you need that anger. You need the anger that will be ignited in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for future thing and not for personal thing. And that is the balance. So what we have read is to use the anger in other than the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you need to strive against it, you need to calm down, you need to control it, because it's going to lead you to transgression and to deviation. The anger for the sake of Allah, also you use it, you let it, because you need to have that. That is going to help you to strive, that is going to help you for the jihad, that is going to help you to enjoy good and forbid evil. Because if you see something, as in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when Allah sent Jibreel to destroy a town, they came to a high level of mischief. Jibreel alayhi salam said to Allah that there is a righteous person in it. How should I destroy it when this person is there? And Allah knows. So the answer, he said, he used to see the evil thing. وَوَجْهُ لَمْ يَتَمَعَّرْ مِنْهُ. The feature of his face didn't even change, because when you see something ugly, your feature, subhanAllah, you express it with your face that you don't like it. This person, he's righteous, but his face even didn't express the hatred or the fact that dislike these things. So the hadith, he said, start with him. So there is no anger. So that anger, when you see something wrong, that is part of your iman. That is going to drive you to help you to say, no, this is wrong. You stand for justice. Who will be standing of justice if he does not have anger in the sake of the truth? and the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these are two different anger. The first one is, madmuma, blame it, and someone need to strive against. The other one need to nurture it with the divine guidance and the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. ونكتفي بهذا القدر إن شاء الله وجزاكم الله خير. If you have a question, you are welcome.